Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to work lesson 16-3, perimeter and unknown side lengths. Let's look at our solve and share question. John has 16 feet of wood that he uses to make a sandbox that has 4 sides. He makes sides with lengths of 6 feet, 5 feet, and 3 feet. What length should he make the 4th side to use all 16 feet of the wood? So we know that John is making a sandbox and they have a picture right here. Remember, we can use reasoning to show how the perimeter and given side lengths are related. We know that the total perimeter, the perimeter equals, and it told us that the total feet was 16 feet. So perimeter equals 16 feet. Now, think back to our lessons from last week. We know that in order to discover the perimeter, we add the length of each side. So when I look right here, I see 5 plus 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And then plus 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. So I know that the length of the 3 sides together equals 14 feet. What I don't know is the length of this side right here. Do you remember how to find that? That's right. We are going to actually subtract. So I have 16 feet total, and I know that I've already used 14 feet. So I'm going to subtract 14 from that 16. 6 minus 4 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. So what is my leftover measurement for my unknown side? It's 2 feet. So my unknown side is 2 feet. Now, it says, describe the plan you used to solve the problem. We're just going to talk about that. Remember, all of the lengths of the sides added together had to equal 16 feet because they gave us the total perimeter. So to find the unknown side, we could simply add the other 3 we did know and subtract that total from the total perimeter, which gave us 2 feet. So let's turn that page over. Lila is making a decoration out of straws and cloth with lace around the outside. How long should she cut the 4th straw to use all of the lace? So here's a picture of what she's creating. She's got 1 straw here, 1 here, 1 here. And the question is how long should she cut the 4th straw? So this is the side we don't know the length of. But what we do know is that Lila needs to find the length that will give the shape a perimeter of 22 inches. So we do know that the total perimeter is 22 inches. How are we going to solve? They're going to show you 2 methods. Method A, or actually they're calling it B, draw a bar diagram and write an equation. All right, we've done plenty of bar diagrams in the past. Let's check it out. Let x equal the length of the missing side. The perimeter of the shape is 22 inches. So the bar diagram shows that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. We know that the total length is 22. So they put the 22 right here, 22 inches. So look what they did. They said 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus x. Remember x being that one that we don't know what that answer is, equals 22. So then what they did was they added these 3 and they came up with 18. 18 plus x equals 22. So then we have to think, what would the x be? And it says, well, then we solve. 18 plus x equals 22. We can think 18 plus what number equals 22? Well, there's a couple of different directions you could do it. We're pretty close from 18 to 22, so we could count like from 18, it would be 19, 20, 21, 22. And we see that we would have 4 added to 18 to equal 22. So therefore, x would equal 4 inches. So the fourth side should be 4 inches long. But the other way we could do it, just like we did it on the front, was we could subtract to find how many inches. So we would say 22, which is the total, minus 18, which was those three sides, equals 4. Now, if Lila had 25 inches of lace, how would the length of the fourth straw change? Explain how to solve. Well, this part, if she had 22 inches of lace, we know that 18, because our other measurements did not change, 18 plus blank equals 22. So the only thing that would be different, we would say 18 plus blank equals 25. And then we could solve here. Or we could even look and see it was 22 inches, but now it's 25. I could see what is the difference between these. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. It's 3 more inches. So I would know that the 4 inches that we had originally for the 22 perimeter, that 4 inches would now have to add 3 inches to it, which equals 7. Let's check to see if that's what we end up solving right over here. We're going to use our inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction, and we're going to say 25 minus 18. I cannot take 8 away from 5, so I go to the tens, and I'm going to regroup, take one of those tens, and that leaves 1 in the tens column. Bring that 10 over to the ones. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. Did we have the same number? Yes, we did. Absolutely. Now let's look at our next page. It's our guided practice, and let's look at the first question. In the problem on the previous page, why does x plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 equal the perimeter of 22 inches? Well, remember, it's because the perimeter is equal to the sum of the lengths of the sides. Remember, sum is adding. So the perimeter, 22, is equal to the length of all of those sides added together. Now, write an equation you could use to find the length of the missing side of this triangle with a perimeter of 23 centimeters, then solve. Remember, our perimeter is the sum, right? So we're going to say, here's our x counting for the one that we don't know. So we could say x plus, and then it would be 3 plus 8 is going to equal what? It's going to equal 23. So it told us to write the equation, and then it told us to solve it. So let's solve. We know that 8 plus 3 is 11, so x plus 11 equals 23. So how are we going to solve this part? How are we going to figure out for x? That's right, we're going to do the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction, to solve for that x. So I'm going to say 23 minus the 11. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So therefore, x equals how much? 12. And we know that the unit of measure is centimeters, so it's 12 centimeters. Look at number 3 and 4. It says find the length of the missing sides for each polygon so it has the perimeter given. So we already know that the perimeter is 30 centimeters, and this polygon is a triangle with a side measurement of 8, 12, and there's that unknown, x. So what would we do? Remember, the perimeter is the length of each of the sides. So my equation would be, we could say x plus 8 plus 12 equals 36. centimeters, right? So let's see what that is. That would be x plus, well, 8 plus 12. Do you need to stack and solve? Always check. 12 plus 8. 2 plus 8 is 10. 0, put my 1, so it's 20. So x plus 20 equals 30. Now remember, the inverse operation of addition is subtraction. And that's what we're going to do to figure out what x is. So 30 minus 20 is, that's right, x is equal to 10 centimeters. So my answer for the unknown side is 10 centimeters. Well, I guess I should have circled my answer over here. So let's look at this. Oh, what shape is this one? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Did you remember? That's right, pentagon. So it says the perimeter is 25 feet, and we need to find the value of, and they're using the letter S this time for our unknown value. Here we go. So we're going to say 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 7 plus S equals, and what's our total? 25. Now, remember, because of the commutative property of addition, we can reorder these any way we like. So you notice I just grouped together my like terms. So I have 2 4s. I'm just going to group them like this. It makes it quicker and easier for me to add. So I can see that 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 7 plus 7 is 14, plus, ooh, there's that S, is equal to 25. So I'm going to stack and solve my 8 plus my 14 first. So 14 plus 8, 4 plus 8 is 12, 2 in the ones column and 1 in the tens. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I know that these two are 22 plus S equals 25. So how do we figure out that value of S? It's that inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. So I would say 25 minus 22. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. So S equals, that's right, 3. And what is my unit of measure? Feet. So my answer for the unknown side is, it's 3 feet. Now let's look down here at the bottom. They didn't give us a whole lot of room, so I have an extra sheet of paper right here beside me. So we're just going to solve on this paper. You may want to go get an extra sheet of paper as well. So for 5 through 10, it says find the length of the missing side for each polygon so it has the perimeter given. Again, they're giving us the total length sides, measurement of all the sides. So here we go, number 5. And I like to label my numbers so I don't get confused as to which one I'm solving. So I have the perimeter equals 24 inches. All right, so I'm going to add the length of the sides that I already know. So I have 6 plus 8 plus the letter N is my unknown side, is going to be equal to my total, which is 24. All right, so 6 plus 8 is, that's right, 14. Plus N equals 24. Now remember, when I've got 14 plus N, I'm solving for N, so I know that I can do the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction, and I would say 24 minus 14. 4 minus 4 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I know that N is equal to 10. And what is my unit of measure? Inches. So for number 5, I know that N equals, so I'm going to write right here, N equals 10 inches. And we just solved for that side. Let's look at number 6. The perimeter equals 30 meters. Now I'm going to look at all my sides. I have 9, 12 and 4, so 9 plus 12 plus 4 plus my unknown this time letter they're using is x is equal to 30 because we know that the total is already given. It's the perimeter. So I'm going to add together. So I've got 9 plus 12 plus 4. Well, I think I'm going to add my 12 plus 4 first. 12 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. 1 plus 0 is 1. That's 16. And then I still have to add my 9. 16 plus 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. 5 of my 1s, a 1 in the 10s. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I know that the total so far is 25 meters. But my x is going to be so we've got 25 plus x equals 30. So to solve for x, I'm going to subtract my known from my total. So 30 minus 25, and we know you cannot take 5 from 0, so I take a 10 from here, bring it over here. 0 plus 10 is 10, 10 plus, 10 minus 5 equals 5, 2 minus 2 is 0, so x is equal to 5, and my unit of measure is meters. 5 meters. So we're going to come right over here and we write x equals 5 meters. Now, we're ready for number 7. So number 7, the total perimeter is 37 yards. Oops. Forgot to put my P. Perimeter equals 37 yards. And my unknown they're using is the letter X. So I'm going to take the ones that I know. I got 9 plus 9 plus 5. 9 plus 9 plus 5 plus the letter X is equal to 37 yards. So I like to add my doubles first, and I know that 9 plus 9 is 18, and then 18 I got to add plus 5. 8 plus 5 is 13, 3 in the 1s, 1 in the 10s, 1 plus 1 is 2. So I know that so far I have 23 plus x is equal to 37. So how are we going to solve for x? That's right, inverse operation, we're going to subtract. So 37 minus 23. 7 minus 3 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. So I know that x is equal to 14. And what is my unit of measure? It's yards. So over here I would write x equals 14 yards. Alrighty, so let's take a look at number 8. Let me slide this back over so you can see. And we know that the perimeter is 37 centimeters. And our unknown is the letter x again, x centimeters. So we're going to add our known. So, I see 2 7s. I like to write those together. So 7 plus 7 plus, and then there's a 14. 14 plus, let's not forget our x, is equal to our total 37 centimeters. So I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, and then I've got another 14. So I'd write 14 plus 14. 4 plus 4 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I know that these three together is 28 plus, and then we have x, is equal to 37 centimeters. And of course, what are we going to do to find that unknown? We're going to do the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. So I'm going to take my total 37, and I'm going to subtract the known sides, which is 28. And I see 7 minus 8 I cannot do, so I go to the 10s, regroup, take one of these 10s, 3 minus 1 is 2 left here, bring that 10 over to the 1s column, 10 plus 7 equals 17, and now I have to subtract. 17 minus 8 equals 9. 2 minus 2 is 0. So, what is my answer? That's right. X equals 9. And what's that unit of measure? Centimeters. So, 9, X equals 9 centimeters. Let's take a look at this triangle for number 9. It says the perimeter is equal to 18 feet. And we know that we have two sides that are 7. So 7 plus, and our unknown is x. So 7 plus 7 plus x is equal to my total 18. 7 plus 7 is, that's right, 14 plus x equals 18. And again, we use that inverse operation of addition to be able to solve for x. So we take 18 and we subtract 14. 8 minus 4 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. So my answer is x equals 4. What is my unit of measure? Feet. So I come over here and I write my answer, x equals 4 feet. I'm going to turn my paper over and we're going to work number 10. Ooh, what type of figure do we call number 10? What is this polygon? Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides means it's a hexagon. Very good. So number 10. This time my perimeter equals 32 inches. So I look at my sides. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 sixes, and I've got 1, 3, plus 1, 3, plus, and here's my unknown side, x, right there, is going to equal 32 inches. So let's count them. Well, first of all, I can notice that I have 4 sixes. That would be the same thing as 4 groups of 6. 4 times 6 plus 3 plus x is equal to 32 inches. That makes it a little bit easier for me because then I can think of my multiplication. I know that 4 times 6 is 24. Then I have plus 3 plus x equals 32 inches. So now I just have to add 24 plus 3. We'll stack and solve because you know how I like to make sure. 24 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 2 plus 0 is 2. So I have 27 plus x equals 32. So to solve for how much x is, remember, I use the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. So I'm going to write 32 minus 27. 2 minus 7, I cannot take a 7 away from 2. Come to the tens, regroup. Take away one of these tens. 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2 remain. Bring that 10 over to the ones column. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 7 equals 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. So, what does x equal? X equals 5. And what is my unit of measure? It's inches. So my answer is x equals 5 inches. So I'm going to write that right here. X equals 5 inches. Now let's turn that over on the back. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to jump all the way down to number 14. It says the floor of Novak's room is shown below. It has a perimeter of 52 feet. Write an equation to find the missing side length in Novak's room. Well, here's my x. That's my missing side length. Notice they have two numbers here. Remember, this 3 is this length here, and that 7 is this length here. And when we are doing our perimeter, we're adding all of these numbers all the way around. So, let's go back to our piece of paper. I'm going to write number 14. I know that my perimeter is how many feet? 52. So P perimeter equals 52 feet. And now I make my equation because it said write an equation. So I would have 13 plus 13, 13 plus 13, plus, and then I see 10 plus 7 plus 3. 10 plus 7 plus 3 plus, don't forget our x, what we're solving for. X equals, what was our total that it's going to equal? 52 feet. All right, so I've got a lot of numbers to add here. I'm going to go ahead and group some together. I'm going to group my doubles. I like grouping doubles. And then I'm going to come right over here. I've got 3 numbers left, but I'm going to group this 7 plus 3 because with our math fluency, we should know that 7 plus 3 is going to be 10. So let's go ahead and add these first, okay? So I've got 13 plus 13. 3 plus 3 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I have 26 plus, and then here's my 10, plus, now what did we just say 7 plus 3 is? 10. Plus, let's not forget our what? That's our variable. X is equal to 52. Whew, that's a lot to add. But we now can look at it and break it down like this. I'm going to group together my doubles again. So I would have 26 plus 10 plus 10 is 20 plus, don't forget that variable x, the side that we don't know the length of, is equal to 52. Whew, we worked hard. Let's finish this one up. So I have got 26 plus 20. 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I know that this is 46 plus x equals 52. Now we're at our point where we use our inverse operation. So we say 52 minus 46. 2 minus 6 we cannot do, so we come to the tens. We regroup, take one of those tens, that leaves 4. Bring that 10 to the ones. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 6 equals 6. 4 minus 4 is 0. So x is equal to 6. But what's my unit of measure? It's feet. 6 feet. So for number 14, our answer is x equals 6 feet. We have one more to do on this page, and that is number 16. It says Mark draws the quadrilateral at the right with a perimeter of 28 centimeters. Select numbers from the box to write and solve an equation to find the missing side length. All right, so here we go. Now they're starting with that variable x, and because of the commutative property of addition, we can start with any of these numbers and write them in any order. So they've already used the x. I'm going to go ahead and circle it. X plus, now they got 2 boxes here, so I know it's going to be a 2-digit number, which is going to be 11, plus, now I could choose either one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and write my 3, plus, there's my last one, 9 equals blank. So we need to add these together. So I've got 11 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 0 is 1. So I've got 14. And now I still have to add that 9. 14 plus 9. 4 plus 9 is 13. 3 in my 1s, 1 in my 10s. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I already know that these together are going to equal 23. But what do all 4 of these numbers equal? They equal 28, and I just about forgot to write that one in. So x plus 11 plus 3 plus 9 is going to equal 28 total. So we know that these 3 numbers equal 23, and so we do the inverse operation, take our total, 28 minus 23. 8 minus 3 is 5, 2 minus 2 is 0, so x is equal to what? It equals 5 centimeters for x. Now, boys and girls, I know that was a lot of work, so I'm going to show you which problems you're going to do for your homework tonight. Remember, here's the reteach lesson right here. So you're going to solve for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 12. I know you can do it.